Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and welcome to my Day 2 solve of the Exit the Game Advent Calendar for 2025, the Intergalactic Race, with 24 exciting riddles. Well, there may be, but today we're only doing Day 2. So, yesterday we discovered that door 2 is by here, but before we proceed to open it, we have to have a look at the story for today. So let's have a look at that. Right, Day 2. I already tore out Day 1, so here's Day 2. Oh, great. It's no wonder that Claus got his vehicle at a bargain price. The thing clearly has issues. And by the way, I'm saying Claus, not Klaus, because I assume that this is a reference to Santa Claus. I could be wrong. But anyway, otherwise it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? You think enviously of the streamlined sleigh on which the rabbit zoomed away. Oh well, no point dwelling on it. That will only make things worse. Where is Claus now? If it takes much longer, the others will have finished before your pilot even gets behind the wheel. You return to the toilets, and this time you bang on the door loudly. "Claus!" you shout angrily. "Get a move on!" "Relax!" Claus calls from inside. This is a bit scatological, isn't it? "I ate 2 bowls of pea soup earlier, and it's in your own interest that I finish things here in peace." I hope that's not peas. Peace? Is that a joke? I don't know. "Why don't you start the engine? The dealer said it takes a while to warm up anyway. Oh, and he wasn't quite sure which key was the right one, so he just left a few in the cockpit. One of them should fit." You're about to leave when Claus calls after you. "The dealer said he left a note somewhere with a reminder. You'll be fine." "If you say so," you think, shaking your head. You make your way back to the spaceship and climb into the cockpit. Now, turn the page. Open door 2, behind which you will find a riddle card B1, 5 strange items. Keys. So what's on the back of this page? Something that's definitely going to be relevant to today, otherwise it wouldn't be there. Let's detach this, which I did super neatly, as you can see, and have a look at it before we have a look at the day. So it's some sort of diagram, and we're going to put a key here, select certain ways, trace the lines, and find some numbers. And I assume we are finding, as always, a 3-digit code to put into our decoder strip and work out where the next door in the Advent calendar is by following the arrows. But for now, we better go look at that actual door. Right, okay, so door 2 is here. Let's have a good look inside it. 3, 2, 1. I always get excited when I open the doors. Okay, B1 and 5 items. So there's 2 of them. And there's 3, 4 of them. Oh, there's 5. Right, okay, so B1. Let's have a look at B1 first. Oh, it's not relevant to today. Keep safe. This card will show you the way to the correct solution later on your travels. And again, it looks like more, I say again because we had one of these yesterday. In fact, I have it here. I kept it handy just in case I needed it. We got this yesterday, so this is A2, ... and today we have ... 2. So, I mean, they certainly look like Morse code. But here we go, we've got some keys, and presumably, there are 3 arrows on them. There are. So these are going to be selected, I presume, on that picture we just had. 3 of the lines are going to give us numbers. But how are we going to choose the correct key? And can they go both ways? No, they are single-sided. Maybe only one will fit with the picture. I mean, the way I'm describing it, it sounds like a pretty straightforward puzzle. So we'll see whether that's true or not. Right, okay, let's zoom in a bit on this. So what have we got? The key. Well, I mean, you would think, do all these keys face the wrong way? Oh yeah, they do when I have them upside down. For a moment I was like, this is very straightforward, only one of them faces the right way. Okay, so how do we know which is the correct key? Well, one possibility is that some of them are dead ends. But if I put them on here, the keys are definitely visually different. So I think that probably we can't use this part of the calendar to find the correct key. Perhaps we need to work out the correct key some other way, and then once we've found the correct key, apply it to this. For completeness, I will just put all the keys on the screen so you can see them. Yeah, they're all different for sure. Well, I think it's fair to say that nothing on here immediately looks like a key is going to interact with it. And I think that's true of the lid of the box as well. No, what about on the front of the calendar? I don't see any way you'd put a key here. This isn't our spaceship. I mean, I guess I could look at yesterday's spaceship and see if a key fits with the picture. We've never had to bring back the piece of paper in previous years from a previous day, but it does say in the instructions you have to keep everything. It's not completely inconceivable. What's this? Ah, this looks like where the key's going to go, doesn't it? So, what have we got? Oh, well, I don't know. I say that because of this, and I thought this was going to fit with the bumps of the key. But what's this? And also, those are kind of coat hooks, aren't they? Yeah, I'm not convinced I'm right. Something's going to fit on here at some point, but this is not it, is it? I mean, if this was it for the key, I suspect there would be somewhere to orient the key itself. So we can look at the storybook. We can't actually go through it ahead of time, but oh, there's something on the back, some stars, but that doesn't look relevant. And then for the hint and instruction book that I showed yesterday, there's a moon. I don't think I remember seeing anything when we went through this yesterday, which looked like it was going to be an interacting point for keys. And I don't want to go ahead. This is where we take hints. All right. Now I think it's really unlikely to be relevant, but here's yesterday's picture of the ship we're flying. I think it's pretty clear that there's no way we're interacting the key with this. All right. Now one place we haven't looked yet is actually inside the door. So here's door 2. And I didn't actually look yesterday really very well inside room 1. I mean, I didn't really look at all. But that just turned out not to matter. But I mustn't forget to look inside the rooms, as they often have the key, no pun intended, although actually it is a kind of a pun, isn't it, to that day's puzzle. A planet can also help with the order. And now when I zoom out, I think this helps, because look, here's a planet, which appears to have what's the imprint of a key on it. Although, now I say that, I'm not entirely clear how we identify the key that goes in it. This must be right? Am I looking at them this way round? Well, I mean, I think the first thing to do is just to see if any of the keys happen to fit. If not, I will think about this a bit more deeply. Until then, this is where I shall start my search. Nope. Here. Okay, so it's not obvious to me that any of the keys fit that way. What if I put them across the other way? See, I was thinking the key would insert here, but actually that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, not in so much as having an imprint of a key on a planet makes any sense in the real world. I guess the key will go this way. Then perhaps one of them will fit. Well, it's not that one, is it? It's close. It's not right. What about this one? No, that's not right. Oh, come on, one of the keys must fit. One of the keys must fit. I must have failed to see how, perhaps. Unless there's multiple planets that have key cutouts on. Which I suppose is possible. Okay, so none of the keys fit the other way. And it seems that none of the keys fit this way. Not convincingly. So what am I missing? It feels a bit random that I'm lining it up just by being able to slide the key along as well. Quick check that none of the other planets have key cutouts on. They don't. It is just this one, I think. And I mean, I don't think there's anything else relevant inside the room, but I will have a look. So this is the door. And as you can see, the planets can also help with the order. Oh, the order. Am I supposed to stack the keys multiple times? That suggests I'm using all 5 keys. How would I use all 5 keys? Surely I'm selecting one key. A planet can also help with the order. I mean, that would suggest you're stacking them, but stacking them won't have any effect on the order. It will just be a case of, you know, which ones you're using. So what does it mean by the order? Maybe I'm obviously missing something. What else is in the room? Some tape holding the glass together. That's always reassuring. And yes, actually, I didn't look in door 1 yesterday, except very, very briefly. So let's see what's in there. Ah, so interesting. There was some discussion in the comments on day 1's video about the name of the barman changing. And it's true, there is only one barman in there. Anyway, never mind about that. Well, there's the 4-armed singer performing. This matches the story, doesn't it? And there's the, yesterday we used the drinks mat. Well, it's a very large drinks mat. I mean, obviously this isn't relevant today. I just felt bad that I forgot to show it yesterday. Back to today, I don't think, is the back of the door relevant? It's interesting, there's some pattern on it. I don't think what's inside is directly relevant, except the fact it tells us a planet, which is red, and we have indeed got a red planet, can also help with the order. I mean, have a look at the planet more closely. Maybe those lines, I'm probably underthinking this. Those 3 lines, are they relevant? Perhaps all the keys fit in some way. What are the other cutouts for? Let's have a look. So just a quick reminder that we are looking for, I think, 1 key to go in here and select 3 dots that will give us 3 numbers for our answer. So this must be how we select the keys. And it doesn't make very nice sense, although I could put them in this way. It doesn't make very nice sense to have them on the non-key side. That's just a piece of cardboard. So I assume that we are selecting them on this side. So there's a notch here, which I may not have paid attention to adequately. Is there something that fits that notch? And in particular, why does it follow this shape? Am I putting a stack of keys together, perhaps, in a sort of fan shape? Well, in particular, what's going to go in that notch? Maybe that? So none of the keys start with a notch by here. Do any of them end with a notch by there? if I have them upside down. No, not really. I've got to be honest. So here, that seems to me that it's going to go in there. Because what else is that shape? I mean, that is a little bit, it's too wide. If I turn this upside down, obviously that thin's the wrong way. If I put it in the right way up here, that fits in the hole, but it doesn't, well, maybe it sort of fits with the other bit. Am I putting them all in at once? Is this just the ends of them that goes in here? That's nasty if so. So then is that next? It's also going to be quite fiddly. I don't know how we're meant to work this out, but am I progressing the ends? Yes, because I think this one goes next. What about the rest of the shape of the key? I feel I'm missing something here. Perhaps I should take a hint. But that will go next. And then, well, this doesn't quite match. That, although it fits in here, it doesn't then fit with the next bit. And then I end up with this on the end. That can't be right, can it? This sort of fits at the end, actually. But it doesn't fit anywhere else. And none of it's convincing enough. Let's have a read of the text again, in case I missed something there. He wasn't sure which key was the right one, so he left a few. One of them should fit. So we are, despite what it says about ordering the keys, surely just finding the one that fits. Well, I mean, there are other bits of the planet with indents. There's here and here, but they're surely not deep enough to meaningfully select something. Does something else go on here? Now, this must be a pretty straightforward puzzle where you select a key based on its shape. So why I can't find the correct key, I don't know. Why is it that none of the keys fit? It is a fact, an actual fact, that none of them precisely fit. I don't know what the clue in the door about ordering them means. I will ignore that as just nonsense because I don't see that makes any sense at all. I don't see why the key would go in this way because that doesn't really feel very elegant. They could have printed it on both sides, but that one absolutely clearly does not fit. Let's get rid of that. And this one here, I mean, with that point, it's never going to fit. There's nowhere with a deep point, or let's get rid of that. This one conceivably could fit. Somehow this one, again, it doesn't have this is lots of very sharp points, which doesn't match with this. Let's get rid of that. So if any of the keys are going to fit, it's got to be one of these two. Now let's try this. Now, if I turn this upside down, it's quite clear that this tip here is not going to align with that hole. It's going to be backwards. But what about the rest of it? I mean, it doesn't really fit, but it is the closest fit. That corner there should be cut off for this angle here, because at the moment that key just goes over it. What if I do like that, actually? No, because that runs into the wall. And this bit's clearly incorrect here. That is the closest fit so far. What about the other way up? I mean, if the point of the key is that it fits in the barrel, it doesn't fit very well. On the other hand, I have to like angle it up for this end not to clash, because otherwise the tip of the key here runs over the thing. But this is the closest fit. And let's try this one now. That really doesn't seem to fit. Well, this is disappointing because none of the keys fit. But this is the closest fit, and it doesn't actually fit, except for the fact it fits a little bit. It doesn't fit properly. I'm assuming this is the correct key. Before I go any further, let's have a look at the hints for this puzzle. So what we do is we fold up to see what it says. You're supposed to start the engine with one of the 5 possible keys. So why in the room does it say can also help with the order? But we're not ordering the keys, and I don't think it's referring to an order from Claus, because he doesn't order you to do it. Which planet could that be? Can you find a clue? Yes, we've worked it out. And it tells you what you need. That's actually really helpful, because sometimes knowing that you need, for example, to refer to the box is very useful information. The word planet is written in red. Look at we found the planet. It's the only red one. It says, okay, it's covered by strikingly shaped craters. Can this help you identify the key? And I better not read the solution because we haven't yet finished the puzzle. So we found a key that doesn't fit the planet, but it kind of is the closest. I mean, it actually is for sure the closest. Ah, but look, what I haven't considered is that I could put the key not in the gap, but in the bit underneath. Oh my goodness. Honestly, that's rather embarrassing, isn't it, not to have noticed that? I was so sure the key must fit in the gap because, you know, in real life it would fit in where the hole is, but real life keys don't fit onto planets. So that was never going to be sound logic anyway. I was so sure that didn't fit. And look at it, it fits perfectly. That's why it was so close. But the start and end were wrong because it's kind of symmetrical-ish in the middle. Oh, so it's actually, oh, well. So first of all, I take back all my criticism of the calendar and the key not fitting. That was just me. And second of all, what I said at the start about being a straightforward case of matching the key up and then reading the bits off was actually correct. I just managed to massively overcomplicate it along the way. Well, there we go. So here's our key, and here's where it's supposed to fit. And we'll soon see if we're correct. And then we've got 3 arrows. And I was going to say, we read them from left to right, but there are markings on the calendar on that planet itself. Are they relevant? It has 3 lines. But even that's ambiguous, because it could mean do them in the order of first, second, third, getting biggest, or in the order of first, second, third, getting smallest. Or it could also mean when I've extracted the numbers to order those from smallest to largest. Well, on the basis that it's ambiguous, if it's an ordering of the marks on the key, I will treat this as meaning I take the numbers I'm about to read and from smallest to largest, then the middle one. But whether that's correct, I cannot promise you. We shall find out together, I suppose. Right, okay, so the first key goes across to a 6. The first key, the first arrow is what I meant. The second one goes across to, well, these are very close together, these lines, a 1. So 6, 1, and then down here, it goes to a 3. So 6, 1, 3. And now if we were to take small, large, middle, that would be 1, 6, 3. Right, so I can't promise it, but 1, 6, 3 may possibly be the code. 1, 6, 3. And the way we find out is we follow these directions and see if the shapes match on the calendar. If they don't match, then we know we're wrong. So here's the calendar, and we're at door 2, so we need to go according to this. Left 1, up 1, top left 1, so to here, and we are expecting circle, downward facing triangle, just a regular triangle, I don't know why I say that, and a Y. And that's correct. Right, circle, triangle, thin is day 3. I'm going to write that more visibly, 3, there we go. We found a door for tomorrow. I'd be interested to know how you got on with that, if you solved it yourself. So do feel free to comment down below, and if you are enjoying these videos, do feel free, please, of course, to subscribe to the channel. It will make it easier to find day 3 tomorrow, if nothing else, but also you will come across some of the other videos I do, because I'm solving 3 other advent calendars this Christmas, which is quite a lot, to be honest. But nonetheless, you might enjoy those if you enjoy this. They're all very similar. They're all puzzle-based advent calendars, I should say. But otherwise, pretty much all that remains for now is for me to say, until I see you hopefully in tomorrow's video, take care and goodbye.